Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome back to my channel. I keep wanting to say welcome back to 12 Days of the Avocado Christmas, but unfortunately it's not Christmas anymore. I'm still mourning the loss of that clearly, but it's fine. Welcome to my cute little LA apartment. So today's video, I wanted to have a chat about something I've been struggling with hardcore and this new journey that I'm going on to heal that, and that is hormonal acne. I wanted to just sit down, make a real, raw, vulnerable, honest video about this. I really want to put this out there because I want to share this journey with you guys and help any of you who are struggling with same thing or just hormonal imbalances in general, because they can present themselves in many different ways, but for me it's coming out in my skin so much. And if you've ever struggled with acne, you know the mental battle that goes on when you struggle with acne. It can just strip you of your confidence. It's kind of like this second journey I've been going on since like healing my relationship with food and my body. Like I feel so at peace with that, and I feel so at peace with who I am and my life. I've been working really hard on healing these past 2 years, and then this past summer my acne started, and it was just like this whole new battle that I've been having to face, and it's been so incredibly hard. I'm basically in this video, I'm just gonna give you a rundown of like what's been going on, my symptoms, all the research that I've done on balancing hormones, what I'm doing to help balance my hormones, and all that jazz. So I lost my period for 5 years due to my eating disorder. And then I got my period back last October. So it's been over a year now that I've had my period back. It's come every month. It has not been regular in the sense that like my cycle is very short. It'll be like 18 days long, 20 days long, 23. I've had one that's like in the normal range, like 27 days long. I've had a couple of those, but typically it's on the very short side of things. Like my last one was only 18 days, which means from the end of my period to the start of my next was less than 2 weeks. So it's like, and then they last a full 7 days. So I've had my period back, but I can't say that it's been completely normal. And starting this past summer, it was actually last year, I started getting a tiny amount of hormonal acne. I'll insert pictures here. This is my skin last year when it first started. And I remember feeling so defeated about it then. And now I look at those pictures and I'm like, I wish my skin looked like that right now. But anyway, it was like the worst it had been at that point. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I started struggling with acne, I'll insert pictures here, on my forehead when my eating disorder first began. So this all started with my eating disorder. Thank you, eating disorder. And it directly correlated with the loss of my period as well. So when my eating disorder began and I lost my period, this is what my skin looked like. So it was all on my forehead. And then after, like once my period was gone for a while, my skin started to clear up. I would struggle with pimples and tiny breakouts here and there, but it was nothing severe, nothing kind of bad. You know, the modeling industry would point it out at me, but you know, they point out everything. So it was nothing like too bad at that point. And then flash forward to when I started working to get my period back. When I got it back, this is when the cheek area, I started getting these deep pimples on my cheek. But like I said, looking back, I wish my skin looked like that now. It was not nearly as bad as I thought it was at that time, but that was bad for me at the time. So I actually started Curology at that point because I was like desperate. I had never had skin like breakouts in that area before, so, and like so deep, I'd never had that. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try Curology. I tried Curology, someone had recommended it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try. So I tried out Curology. I did it for a good like 6 months and it really cleared up my skin. I'll insert pictures here. It really cleared up my skin. So I just like stuck with that for a while. And then after like months of having clear skin, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to go off of this now because I don't want to be using this antibiotic cream on my skin for long term. So I went off of it. I think it was like January or February of 2021. That's when I decided to stop the Curology. And after I did that, my skin was clear for a good 3 to 4 months. And it wasn't until last May that it started coming back again. And this time I really wanted to get to the root of it. I did not want to just mask the symptoms with a topical cream. I didn't want to put antibiotics on my skin anymore. I really wanted to get to the root of it, but I had no idea what that was. So I kind of just kept going on my way, eating how I eat, because I eat primarily whole foods, and it's not a restrictive way anymore. That's just how I love feeling my body, how I feel my best. And so I do that, and I drink tons of water. Like, again, not to just chug a ton of water, but because I get thirsty and I love hydrating myself. I move my body. Like, I live a very holistically healthy life. I've worked so much on reducing my stress in my life. Like, I live a very holistically healthy life. So I didn't know what to do. I cut soy out of my diet for a little bit. That didn't change anything. So I've just been feeling very lost. I kind of turned to my gut health first, and so I started taking a probiotic. I've been taking seed, which is still very important, and I'm still taking it, but it did not cure my acne. So I was like, okay, there's something else going on here. And I thought, for some reason, I just never connected that it might be my hormones, because I got my period back, and in my mind I was like, well, I have my period, it's coming consistently, I'm fine, like my hormones should be good now. Little did I know that all of these signs and symptoms that I was having are actually not normal. Did you know that having PMS is common, but it's not normal? It's a sign of a hormonal imbalance. So if you're bloating before your period, if you get moody before your period, if you break out before your period, if you get heavy cramps or cramps at all, like, these are all signs of hormonal imbalances that we are just told are normal, but they're not. They're common, they're not normal. So I've just taken a deep dive into hormone health, and I have fallen in love with the cycle syncing method, which is basically syncing your lifestyle, the food you eat, the way you move your body, syncing all of that to the different phases of your cycle. Incredible. If you are interested in this, please look up cycle syncing. Alyssa Vitti, I believe that's how you say her name. She's the creator of the cycle syncing method. Her book In the Flow and her other book Women Code, incredibly helpful. I've been like deep diving into her work, and it's so eye-opening. It's like crazy. I highly recommend just like going to Spotify and typing in her name and listening to all the podcasts she's been in. Like, it's just, the whole cycle syncing method is just very eye-opening, and I could talk about it for days, but I don't want this video to be too terribly long. So go look her up, go research that if you're struggling with your hormones, or you think you might have a hormonal imbalance. Also, Maddie Miles on Instagram, I think it's the Maddie Miles on Instagram. She's incredibly helpful. I love all of her information. And she also has a podcast called Peace, Love, Hormones. And she also has a supplement that I will get into next. So this is her supplement. It's called Soothe. Basically, it's formulated to help balance our hormones as females. So highly recommend looking into this if you are struggling. It's herbal supplement. It's got lots of incredible herbs in here to help support the female cycle. So if you're struggling with PMS or any signs of a hormonal imbalance, I definitely recommend going to check this out. I've taken it for 2 full months now. Obviously not cured, but healing your hormones naturally takes time and patience. That's what I'm finding out. But this is definitely helping support my hormones, so I'm taking that. So these past few months, I've been diving deep into healing my hormones naturally, holistically. So I've been focusing on the cycle syncing method, really trying to implement that into my everyday life. It's something that's gonna take time, practice. I'm not perfect with it. I'm trying not to stress out over it because I know that's gonna make it worse, but I've been really diving deep into that. Another thing I've done is cut coffee completely out of my diet. I stopped drinking caffeinated beverages like 2 years ago, but I was still drinking decaf coffee every day. But my acupuncturist actually recommended just drinking hot water, nothing in it, no lemon water, like no ginger, just hot water first thing in the morning. So I started doing that, and I actually crave that water now, which is kind of crazy. So I don't crave coffee much at all anymore. Like I'll drink it once, like maybe once every 2 weeks. I'll have like a decaf latte or something, but I really don't have any caffeine and really no more coffee. So that's another thing that I've done. Another thing I'm doing is not consuming as much processed soy. So I still consume a little bit of tempeh and edamame, but that's about it. I've cut out tofu and soy milk from my life, which is a little sad for me because I love those things, but I'm not viewing it as cutting them out. I'm viewing it as adding other things in and just really supporting my endocrine system, my hormone system. So that's what I'm viewing it as. It's not a restriction, it's just healing, trying to heal my body. So what I've kind of cracked it down to, looking at symptoms and really diving deep into research, is that I've got a bit of estrogen dominance going on. And so basically what I think happened is, this happens a lot of time after people are on the birth control pill. And although I was never on the birth control pill, I did lose my period for 5 years. And I think in those 5 years that I lost my period, obviously my hormone levels were all extremely low. So what I think has happened now that they've kind of spiked back up into a normal range, I think my liver is not used to that. So if you didn't know, our liver actually helps us filter out excess hormones, like excess estrogen. Our liver will filter that out. So I think what's happened is that now that I've gotten all of these hormones back and they're in a much higher range than they were, it's just kind of overloading my liver. My liver got used to not filtering out hormones because I barely had any, and so now it's just very overloaded with hormones, and that's coming out in my skin. I think it's also possible that my progesterone is not high enough to balance out my estrogen. All of my symptoms lead to estrogen dominance. My breasts get tender, like very tender, a couple days before my period starts every time. My periods are quite heavy. They're not like incredibly heavy, but they are quite heavy. They have clots, and yeah, I get cramps. They're not severe, like debilitating, but I do get them. So all of these signs and symptoms lead to estrogen dominance. And so I've been kind of just really turning to holistic health and natural remedies to help support my liver and support my endocrine system. I've been working on decreasing the toxins in my home. If you didn't know, like your cleaners, laundry detergent, soaps, makeup, cosmetic products, all of these things can have endocrine disruptors in them. So you have to be very careful. I will link below a website, I forgot the name, but you can use this website, type in your product and see if it has endocrine disruptors in it. So I will link that below. It's very, very helpful. So I've been really decreasing the toxins in my home, which obviously, again, not perfect at it, still a work in progress, but that's what I've been working on. And just eating lots of like cruciferous veggies, adding flaxseed into my daily life. There's this raw carrot salad that I just started eating every day that's supposed to help with estrogen dominance. So basically you shred a raw carrot, you massage it with either coconut oil or olive oil, and then apple cider vinegar, and then like whatever spices you want. So I've been adding that into my daily life. So as you can see, I've just been adding in lots of things to help support my liver. And in supporting my liver, that's going to help me excrete this excess estrogen that I've got going on. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I was doing acupuncture when I was back at home before I came to LA. I did it for a solid 2 months. Did not see any visible progress, but I believe that it was helping internally. But again, that's another thing that takes time, and that's something that I'm having to be very, very gentle with myself. I'm having to be so gentle with myself on this journey because healing hormones takes time, and I have to remind myself that that was 5 years that I did not have a period. 5 years where my hormones were suppressed. 5 years of damage to my hormones. I'm having to heal that. And so healing 5 years of damage is going to take a little bit of time. And so I'm trying to be so incredibly gentle with myself and patient with myself. But I can tell you, I have had many breakdowns about this. I haven't been open about it because I'm very embarrassed about it. That's just my initial feeling, is just embarrassment and shame. I went through this phase where I just felt so ashamed because I'm like a holistic health coach and I am in love with holistic health, and I was like, people are gonna think I'm a fraud if they see my face covered in acne and I say I'm a holistic health coach. Like, I just went through so much of that, and I've just gone through so much. I've had to work through so much just on this journey, and I know it's just making me stronger. I know that, but it's so incredibly hard. If you're struggling with hormonal acne or acne in general, my heart goes out to you. We are in this together. I thought it would be a good idea to just document this journey and share it with you guys, because I know it's something that so many people struggle with, and it is a big struggle. One of the hardest parts about hormonal acne is like, it'll get better and then it gets bad and better and bad, and it's just comes and goes so much, and it never goes away completely. At least for me, I'm at a point where it doesn't go away completely. It just like goes down, the inflammation goes down, comes right back, goes down, comes right back, and it's been getting worse. And it's very disheartening, but I have to believe that everything that I'm doing is leading me in the right direction. My next step, probably, I'm really like taking this time while I'm in LA to really implement the cycle syncing method and really implement the adding in lots of nutrients and this raw carrot salad and doing all of these things. I'm really diving deep into that while I'm in LA right now. I'm drinking out of glass, no plastic, not using my microwave, like so many things. I'm just really diving deep into that while I'm in LA. I wake up every morning. The first thing I do is dry brush my entire body, get my lymphatic system pumping. I drink hot water. I'm drinking celery juice every morning. I'm doing so many things. And I'm really hoping that this time in LA, away from all of these distractions and living with my parents, like, I love my parents, so grateful that they let me live with them when I need to, but you know, they use certain endocrine disruptors that I wouldn't use when I'm by myself. So I'm really taking this time while I'm by myself to really implement as much as I can. And then after this month, when I get back home, my next step, I have my yearly OBGYN checkup in February, so when I get back home. So I'm planning to ask if we can get blood work done, to actually check my hormone levels. I'll have a little chat with her about it. I know she'll offer the birth control pill, but and then my next step will probably be seeking out a naturopath, because I know naturopaths are incredible when it comes to hormones. So that's probably going to be my next step if I, you know, after this month, if it's gotten worse or if I haven't seen any improvements at all, I'm probably going to go take that next step and go see a naturopath. Anyway, I think that's it. I just wanted to start this video and kind of start this journey with you guys. I just was feeling called to share this part of my life, because I felt like I'm just keeping it a secret because I'm embarrassed about it, but I don't want to be. I want to use this struggle to help others. So I was feeling called to share this. I know it's something a lot of people struggle with, so I guess I didn't update you on what it's looking like now. I'll insert pictures here. It's embarrassing. It's hard for me to show these pictures. It's so incredibly hard for me to show these pictures. I feel like I've been kind of good at hiding it, but I don't want to hide. I want to help. I want to put this out there so I can help others, and share what's working. Let's kind of do a close-up now. I do have makeup on, but you can see underneath all of these little bumps. This is my problem area right now, just this lower chin area, which it did not start out as that. It just started out on my cheekbones, but now like my chin area is my problem area. So I've got all of that. And then, yeah, so I am wearing makeup right now, but the pictures I inserted makeup free. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on. It's a struggle. It's hard. I find myself like waking up every morning. It's like the first thing on my mind in the morning. A lot of time I go in the mirror and I check and to see how it's looking today, and a lot of the time it's just very discouraging. So that's where we're at, but I'm trying to be so incredibly patient with my body, because and just grateful that this is the only thing I'm struggling with, you know? Grateful that after 5 years of an eating disorder, where many things could have gone terribly wrong and I could have had many long-term consequences from that, this is what I'm struggling with. So I'm trying to find the beauty in it. I'm trying to find gratitude for it. I know it's making me stronger, and I know when I'm on the other side of it, I cannot wait for that day, but I know when I'm on the other side of it, I'm gonna look back on this time and see just that it taught me so much, and that I'm learning so much. And I know once I get out on the other side, and from sharing this journey with you guys, I'm gonna be able to help other people, so it's gonna make it worth it. But it's been very hard. It's been a struggle for these past like 6 or 7 months for me. It's been weighing really heavy on me. I've had many breakdowns, and it's been tough, but we're making it through. I know I'm gonna make it through. I know I'm gonna heal this, and it's just gonna make me stronger, like I said. But anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I hope some of you guys found this helpful. My heart and my love and everything goes out to everyone who's struggling with hormonal imbalances, or everyone who's struggling with hormonal acne, or just acne in general. I'm sending you all of my love. We're going on this journey together. I can't wait to continue to share what's helping me, and I can't wait to post a video where I'm like, this is how I cured my hormonal acne, and this is how I got my hormones back in balance. So yeah, I'm excited to go on this journey with you guys and share what's working and what isn't. This is just the start of this little hormone balancing journey, and I can't wait to go on it with you guys. So I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Chloe and I, you have a beautiful day, and we will see you in the next video.